Hello, my name is Daniela Velazquez, and my group explored psychology as a science. Many people believe that psychology is not a science. They have a preconception that psychologists are just therapists that listen to your problems while you sit on a couch. What many people fail to realize is that psychology requires for you to do the scientific method in order to test your hypotheses. We hypothesize that people who are more analytical and willing to consider and gather information will rate psychology as more scientific than those who are more intuitive. We also hypothesize that the question order would influence their belief of how scientific psychology is. We use the Psychology as a Science scale, or PAS, to measure their beliefs of psychology as a science, and we also use the Cognitive Reflection Test 2, or the CRT2, to test if they were analytical or intuitive thinkers. People who answered with at least 2 correct responses were considered analytical, and people who answered with at least 2 incorrect intuitive responses were considered intuitive. We conducted our study by gathering data from the national sample of college students recruited for the Psi Beta National Research Project. Students were assigned an order receiving the CRT2 either at the beginning of the survey or right before the PAS, depending on the last digit of their phone number. Our results confirmed that those who were considered analytical thinkers had a higher average score on the PAS than those who were considered intuitive, supporting our hypothesis. However, there was no statistical relationship between the question order and the PAS, with a p-value of 0.8. The aim of the study was to understand the influences of cognitive reflection and the public perception of psychology as a science in hopes of providing clarity to the misconceptions of psychology not being scientific, which could have an impact on funding for future research and resources. Ultimately, our research found that participants who were more analytical classified psychology as more as a science than those who were intuitive. We thought that the question order would influence later cognition and allow intuitive thinkers to view psychology as more scientific, but we did not conclude that with their current study. We are also unsure if being analytical makes you view psychology as more scientific, or if more education and/or psychology classes might make people more inclined to view psychology as more scientific. In the future, we hope to open up the study beyond students and address multiple cultural perspectives. And in conclusion, we think that it is important to encourage people to think more analytically so they are more accurate at making informed decisions.